Hello student. In previous classes, I discussed about designing a learning system. So today let us see the concept of concept learning and the general to specific ordering, right? Here, much of the learning involves acquiring the general concepts from specific training examples. For example, the people continually learn the general concepts or the categories such as bird, car, situations in which we should study more in order to pass the exam and etc. Here, each such concept can be viewed as describing some subset of objects or events defined over a larger set. For example, a subset of animals that will constitute the birds. Alternatively, each concept can be thought of as a Boolean valued function defined over this largest set. For example, a function defined over all animals whose value is true for birds and false for the other animals. Right? Here we consider the problem of automatically inferring the general definition of some concept. Given examples labeled as the members or non-members of the concept. So this task is commonly referred to as concept learning or approximating a Boolean valued function from the examples. So let me define this concept learning. It is inferring a Boolean valued function from training examples of its input and output. That is concept learning. So let me discuss this concept learning by taking a task that is a concept learning task. So to begin our discussion of concept learning, consider the example task of learning the target concept, that is days on which my friend Aldo enjoys his favorite water sport. So now take this example as a task, that is the days on which my friend Aldo enjoys his favorite water sport. So take this as a task. Now as you can see this table, so this table will describe a set of example days where each is represented by a set of attributes. The attribute enjoys sport indicate whether or not Aldo enjoys his favorite water sport on this day. The task is to learn to predict the value of enjoy sport for an arbitrary day based on the values of its other attributes. So based on the other attribute values in this table, we have to uh, predict the value of enjoy sport for an arbitrary day. Means the attribute enjoy sport indicate whether or not Aldo enjoys his favorite water sport on that particular day. So that we have to predict. So what hypothesis representation shall we provide to the learner in this case, right? I hope this is clear. The task is clear. The task is to learn to predict the value of enjoy sport for an arbitrary day based on the value of its other attribute. I hope this attribute is clear. Enjoy sport attribute. It indicates whether or not a person enjoys his favorite water sport on that particular day. Now, what hypothesis representation shall we provide to the learner in this case? Let us begin by considering a simple representation in which each hypothesis consists of a conjunction of constraints on the instance attributes. In particular, let each hypothesis be a vector of six constraints or six attributes specifying the value of six attributes. Yes, consider a hypothesis which is a vector of six constraints that will specify the values of six attributes, that is sky, air temp, humidity, wind, water, and forecast. So for each attribute, the hypothesis will either indicated by question mark that any value is acceptable for this attribute, or specify a single required value, for example var, for that attribute, or indicated by phi. So this phi is nothing but a null, you can consider, that has no value is acceptable. So these are what the different possibilities of the hypothesis. So for each attribute, the hypothesis can be either indicated by question mark, or it can be specify a single required value, or it can be indicated by phi. So if it is question mark, it indicates the value is acceptable for this attribute. So if it specify a single required value for that attribute, or it can be indicated by pi. Pi indicates no value is acceptable, right? If some instance x satisfies all the constraints of hypothesis small h, then small h satisfies x as a positive example, that is h of x equal to 1. So if h of x equal to 1, it indicates that the hypothesis h satisfies the instance x as a positive. So to illustrate the hypothesis that Aldo enjoys his favorite water sport only on cold days with the high humidity, which is independent of the values of other attribute, which is represented by the expression, that is a question mark, cold, high, and other attribute values are question mark, right? As I told, question mark indicates any value is acceptable. So here the other attributes can take any value, but these two attributes should be cold and high. So this is for a particular hypothesis where the Aldo enjoys his favorite sport only on cold days with high humidity. The rest of the attributes can take any values, right? Here the most general hypothesis that every day is a positive is represented by this. So this is what the general hypothesis. So here any attribute can take any value. It means that the person Aldo, he enjoys his favorite sport on any day with any weather condition, something like that. So that indicates the general hypothesis. Whereas the most specific possible hypothesis that no day is positive. So it is represented by this null values or the pi notation. So this indicates that no day is favorable for Aldo to enjoy his the favorite sport, or he cannot enjoy his favorite sport on any of the day. So that becomes a specific possible hypothesis which is represented by pi values. I hope these two notations are clear. If all the attribute values are question mark, it indicate general hypothesis, that is any attribute can take any value. If all the attribute values are pi or null values, it indicate a specific hypothesis or specific possible hypothesis where no day is positive. Indicate none of the values are acceptable for those attributes. So hypothesis thing is very important here. So to summarize, the enjoy sport concept, learning the task requires learning the set of days for which enjoy sport equal to yes. It will describe this set by the conjunction of constraints over the instance attributes. In general, any concept learning task can be described by the set of instances over which the target function is defined. The target function, the set of candidate hypotheses considered by the learner, and the set of available training examples. So the definition of the enjoy sport concept learning task is clearly shown, or it is summarized in this particular table. Here we have considered X as an instance, and these are what the different attributes. With respect to this, we are going to define a hypothesis H, then target concept become X tends to 0 or 1. Then these are what the training examples. Then we'll determine a hypothesis H in H such that H of X equal to C of X for all X in X. So this is just a summary of enjoy sport concept learning task. I hope this summary is clear, right? So when learning the target concept, the learner is presented as a set of training examples. Each is consisting of an instance X in capital X along with its target concept value C of X, right? The instances for which C of X equal to 1 is called as a positive examples or the members of target concept. Here, the instances for which C of X equal to 0 are called negative examples. So very simple. If C of X value is equal to 1, indicate a positive examples. If C of X is equal to 0, that indicate the negative examples or the non-members of the target concept. We'll often write the ordered pair, that is X comma C of X, to describe the training example consisting of the instance X and its target concept value C of X. We'll use this symbol capital D to denote the set of available training examples. So given a set of training examples of the target concept C, the problem faced by the learner is to hypothesize or to estimate C. Here we use the symbol capital H to denote the set of all possible hypotheses that the learner may consider regarding the identity of the target concept. Usually capital H is determined by the human designer's choice of hypothesis representation. I hope capital H is clear. It is determined by the human designer's choice by or of the hypothesis representation. In general, each hypothesis small h in H, that is each hypothesis small h in capital X. So each hypothesis small h in capital H, it represents a Boolean valued function defined over capital X, that is h of x tends to 0 or 1. We'll set it to 0 or 1. So the goal of learner is to find a hypothesis H such that h of x is equal to C of x for all small x in capital X. So that is what the main goal of the learner, that is to find a hypothesis small h in H such that h of x equal to C of x for all instances in capital X. So this is just a summary of the enjoy sport concept learning task. The next comes the notation, right? So here we are going to employ some terminologies while discussing the concept learning problems. Here the set of items over which the concept is defined is called a set of instances. So it is denoted by capital X. Already I have used these notations. Here capital X indicates the set of instances. So everywhere I have used the capital X. So capital X indicates the set of instances. Set of instances is nothing but the set of items over which the concept is defined. That is set of instances. its representation is capital X. So in the current example, capital X is the set of all possible days. Each is represented by the attributes sky, air temp, humidity, wind, water, and forecast. So total 6 attributes, right? So the concept or the function to be learned is called as target concept, which is denoted by small c. Small c indicate the target concept. The target concept is nothing but the concept to be learned or the function to be learned. That is the target concept represented by small c. In general, small c can be any boolean valued function defined over the instances capital X. So c colon x tends to 0 or 1. In the current example, the target concept correspond to the value of attribute enjoy sport. That is c of x equal to 1 if enjoy sport equal to yes. If enjoy sport equal to no, then c of x equal to 0. That is the target concept. I hope it is clear. That is a target concept corresponding to the value of the attribute. If enjoy sport equal to yes, then the target concept c of x equal to 1. If enjoy sport equal to no, then target concept c of x is equal to 0. These are what some of the notations that I used in this concept learning task. Now consider the different possibilities here. For example, the instances for which c of x equal to 1. So such examples are called as positive examples or the members of the target concept. The instances for which c of x equal to 0, so they are called negative examples or the non-member of the target concept. The ordered pair x comma c of x is used to describe the training examples consisting of the instance x and its target concept value c of x. Capital D is used to denote the set of available training examples. The symbol capital H is used to denote the set of all possible hypotheses that the learner may consider regarding the identity of the target concept. So each hypothesis small h and capital H represents a boolean valid function defined over capital X, that is h colon x of 0 comma 1, that is h colon x that tends to 0 comma 1. So the goal of learner is to find a hypothesis h such that h of x equal to c of x for all x in capital X. So this is what the main goal of the learner, that is to find a hypothesis such that h of x equal to c of x for all instances in capital X. So these are what some notations that we have used in concept learning task. So here you can see the positive and negative training examples for the target concept enjoy sport. So wherever c of x is equal to 1, so they are considered as the positive examples. Wherever c of x is equal to 0, they are considered as the negative examples. So if c of x is equal to 1, it means that enjoy sport is yes, or vice versa. That is enjoy sport equal to yes, then c of x is equal to 1. If c of x equal to 1, that indicate positive examples. If enjoy sport value is equal to no, it indicates c of x is equal to 0. If C of x is equal to 0, it indicate negative examples or non-members of the target concept. So this is about the concept learning and the concept learning task. So this I have explained by taking an example of the task, that is the days on which the person Aldo enjoys his favorite water sport. Next comes the inductive learning hypothesis. Here you can notice that even though the learning task is to determine a hypothesis H which is identical to the target concept C over the entire set of instances capital X, the only information available about small c is its value over the training examples. Therefore, the inductive learning algorithm can at the best guarantee that the output hypothesis fits the target concept over the training data. So, by lacking any further information, our assumption is that the best hypothesis regarding the unseen instances is hypothesis that best fit the observed training data. So, this is the fundamental assumption of the inductive learning, and we'll have much more to say about it in the next discussion. Here we can state that informally, and we'll revisit and analyze this assumption more formally and more quantitatively. So the inductive learning hypothesis says that any hypothesis which is found to be approximate the target function well over a sufficiently large set of training examples will also approximate the target function well over the other observed examples. So this is what the inductive learning hypothesis statement is. So in the next class, I'm going to discuss the concept learning as search. Thank you.